So very good morning, participants. Today we have Mr. Srikant Datke. He is client consultant, cloud consultant with Rapid Circle. And Srikant is our alumni from 2008 batch, and he is associated with VIIT Alumni Association. He is one of the founder member of VIIT Alumni Associations. All steps, all decisions, and everything the Alumni Association is having right now in each process, Srikant Datke is present. So he is our proud alumni. So without wasting time, I hand over to Mr. Srikant. Please continue with your presentation and please guide us and please guide our students. Thank you.
Hi, good morning, everyone. Thanks, Vikas, for the warm welcome.
Over to you, Mr. Srikant.
Sorry? Can you guys hear me?
Hello.
Hello, can you hear me?
Yes, Srikant, Subhash here. You can continue. You can continue, Srikant.
Yes, okay, all right. Cool. Good morning, everyone. Thanks for joining on Saturday morning. I hope you had your chai and coffee. I just had mine. And I'll make sure I, won't make you feel...
Hello, Srikant, can you hear me?
As well. Hello. Subhash, can you hear me? I'm sorry, I'm getting voice from Vikas.
Srikant, you continue. You continue.
Okay, cool. All right. Cool. So yes, myself Srikant Datke.
Srikant, your voice is very low.
Okay. Hold on. Is it better now? Is it loud and clear?
No, very less.
Okay. Is it still less? What should I choose? Because I've made it. Audio is pretty. Is it same with you, Subhash, as well?
Sir, I can hear you clearly.
Yeah, I can hear you, Srikant. You please proceed.
Okay.
Might be there is a problem with the network issue with the Vikas.
Okay, no problem.
Proceed.
Okay, no problem. So yeah, I think this is the last session of this webinar series, and I have gone through different sessions as well and their topics. And the reason why I chose this topic is, I think most of you might be already in your final year and preparing for your campus and the interview preparation and different training and placement process as well. So I'm sure, you might have got a lot of insights from your training placement coordinators, your staff, and different institutes which are, grooming on the placements, and also from your seniors throughout this series as well. But I think there are some areas which I feel, from my personal experience, that when you are passed out without any campus placement, and there is a certain period, you're looking for job opportunities as well. And generally what we see in college campus is we are getting companies which have big fame, and generally there is a trend that they pick up people in bulk numbers as well, and few of them are we also call as truck companies. But we generally, are not aware of the small size companies, which are also, great to work with actually. Yeah, I think we are not very much aware, and we generally don't talk more about it. We generally don't have, common insights, and how do we choose between different companies if we are, if we get a chance to choose, or how do we approach those kind of companies? So that's all I am really trying to cover in today's session. I don't have theoretical or any principles about how to work in these companies, but this is more I'm talking about my personal experience. So yeah, that's pretty much I am going to cover today. So yeah, my personal experience about working in small size company, And what do you mean? What are the different? How do you categorize those small sales companies? And what are the truck companies or big companies which you already see in your campus placements? And what are the benefits? Of course, what do you get out of it? And if there are different, thoughts that which I really want to make you aware that are not always true, which you hear about small sales companies. So that's all. And how do you prepare if you get a chance to interview for these small sales companies? So right, so I'll start with my personal experience. So as I said, most of the things we will cover and see, which I have experienced so far. And out of that, I'm sharing all this with you guys. So yes, I am 2009 batch pass out from BE Computers, and of course I wasn't a great or smart student. I was just a average student. Had a lot of backlogs during my engineering. Of course, wasn't not that serious. We hear that, okay, we will do in final year. Of course, there are too many days. Of course, we'll do after college, etc., etc., etc. And yeah, I tried, during college campus to appear for the interviews of different companies. I was eligible for a few companies, but there were different scenarios. I could not really make them, or I wasn't able to crack the interviews. So so during this, I think the regular trend what we have is during third or final year we get the campus and we appear for those, and if we cannot make it, then we have to search outside definitely, or go for an off campus. So yeah, so the time passed and I could not make during the college campus. So, and I really wanted to do job. I wasn't very much interested to do further studies. And of course, I was not very keen to start the business, etc. That was not my cup of tea as well. So, and we were, few friends from the same batch, and we were all really keen to, do the job. And I think, I'm not sure if you have heard from the seniors from those year who were passed out, that it was 2008 and 2009 were a bit of a recession time. The jobs were not easily available, especially for freshers. And so it was really difficult to look for a job. And but we did not lose our hope. Every day we used to take the bunch of resumes, drive to different IT parks in Kharadi, Hinjewadi, Baner, Wakad, Naund, anywhere we could find of. We used to search the companies, any companies which will allow freshers, or at least if they are not allowing, we used to visit the IT parks, and we used to look for the IT companies into their address list, and we used to go at their door and ask for the job. So that's how we were doing. So I think after getting passed out, I did this for 2 and 3 months, literally. And during the same time, we used to hear about, okay, if you're a fresher and if you are looking for a job, then we have job for .NET and these kind of things. So of course, these were the advanced things at that time. And these were, of course, not part of our curriculum as well. So we were hearing a lot about these kind of things. So one of our senior advised to go for a technical institute where you will do a software course, and maybe they will have some placement opportunities. So of course, we were going where we were really directed. So I went for an institute where I was doing a .NET course. And at the same time, few small companies, small startups were visiting for interview as well. So I got an opportunity to, and I was still not completed my course. I was still learning the .NET course, and I got an opportunity at least to appear for the interview. I went and I think the interview was over, this panel went. and even in a couple of days, the results were not there. So I went to the company. Actually, I asked the institute itself. So institute said, I think they did not gave your name, or you were not selected, but I think they did not give the reason as well. So I just went out of curiosity to the company. It was in Kothur, to just ask, what should I do more, because I was really keen to understand where I'm really going wrong as well. So I went to the company. It was a small company. I think 10 or 8, some 10 odd people. So they in an apartment. So I just went inside. I asked to the person. I think he was boss. He was the boss of the company. And I asked, sir, that you came for an interview in so and so institute, and I appeared. So what happened? So he said that I think you are not technically up to the mark. So you were not selected. But he said that there is an opportunity. Because I am not sure if you have heard of a lot of Microsoft technologies which are trending now. But during that period, Microsoft SharePoint was very new in the market. And he said that we want someone to explore this technology. And no one is there at this moment in this company. So would you like to do? I think he said you are not technically chosen because you are not up to the mark which we really want. But we liked your attitude, that you came by yourself and you asked. So that's how I started my first job. Of course, I was an intern for a year. So that's how I started. And at that moment, I was doing everything by myself in the company, like setting the environment, the SharePoint farms, and et cetera. Also, understanding what the technology is about, trying to do small assignments in the company itself. So that's how I started. So yeah, I left the first company because in a year, because I was not able to get more technical knowledge as well, and not work projects as well. So at the same time, I understood about my current company, which I'm actually working with, is Rapid Circle. And I knew that because at that time, with my first job, I was I started liking the technology. I started the passion about it. I was so much into itself that I started loving it as well. So that's how I started. I really was keen to learn more about this technology and what are different areas and grow more into that. So I heard about my current company, and that time again, this company was a startup. And I'll let you know more about my company later. So yeah, and then I joined, but I was not eligible again because my knowledge which I was doing was not up to the mark for my current company. So I literally, worked hard. I tried another company where I could get more opportunity. So there was a second company in Codex Technology. It was in Bauda. So I worked there for another year. I worked hard, and somehow I got a chance to appear for my current company. And I think of course, I started my career, my first job in 2010, and then in 2012 I joined Rapid Circle, and from 2012 to 2020, I'm still there from last 8 years, and my total experience is 10 years. And currently, I am working as a client consultant and project manager. You can also call it as service manager. So that's how I started journey. So that's a bit of a past experience. So yeah, so how do you categorize these small companies? So of course you will hear a lot about during campus about Infosys, Accenture, Cognizant. Those companies, of course, they take you into bulk 100 or 200 of people, students, and there is a different reason as well. So I'll try to mention more about the benefits in the small company and what you really miss when you are in the big companies. So how can you target the small companies? Like, of course, these are which are startups, And I would say startups which are more about, more core technical as well. Something you can, look for. Of course, at this point of time, when you're searching, you're really not aware, what the company is doing about. Of course, you can, and at the same time, you should not have any choices as well. I want to go to a service company, I want to go to a product company, I want to do this technology, I want to do that technology. Of course, at this point of time, I think it's not really, great choice to make, I would say. Of course, some of you might have, interest in some of the areas which you might be doing during your graduation. I think at this period, end of this decade, I think more learning during your graduation. You're almost aware about the technologies around. So that's really great. So you can, you can look after these companies. Of course, the number of people and the size of the company is very small. So don't look, and very important is, don't look after, the turnover of the company, or how much the company is making a profit, what I will, what I'll get out of that in terms of monetary benefits. Please don't look after that. I would say I did the same, because I wasn't, I started my first job with 4,000 rupees literally. So now you would say that, sir, aajkal 4-5 mein kya hota hai? So I know it is not much, but at least what I got, with that attitude, I did not think of money at that time, but I think it really benefited me a lot, because what I learned there, that was more than what money can give, or a big company with good salaries can give you. So yeah, of course, I think money should not be your main focus, since you're a fresher at this time, and you have a lot to learn as well. And trust me, when you are into a company, you are a zero value to a company. Whether it is a small company, it is a big company like Infosys and Accenture. Because until and unless you give an output for a customer, and a customer bills you, you are no value to the company. So yeah, so just think about this, okay? So right, so I have what the benefits I have seen, and some more experience based on that as well. When I said that when you are in a small company, everything, there is not a lot of process defined. There are not hundreds of people, or a number of different teams that a team will do this, because in the big companies, the companies have a lot of processes defined. There are a number of teams who will dedicatedly do those kind of things, and yeah, they are not going outside their box as well. And with the small companies, you do everything by yourself, because there is, of course, no capacity, no manpower available. And with this, I think you do a lot of self-study. You develop a lot of, power of troubleshooting, investigating, understanding a problem statement, everything by yourself. And I think that is really important with the start of your career as well. And that's a key aspect for an engineer to have in any technology. I mean, in any field, I would say, not just IT and computer, but in any engineering field, I would say. So, and after that, since you're doing a lot of digging by yourself, because if you're trying to achieve certain solution for a problem statement, you see hundreds of solutions, hundreds of different approaches, I would say. And that will broaden your technical and different knowledges and business knowledge as well. Why business knowledge? Reason, because, let's say your boss asks about, okay, you have to look for the solution. This is some problem statement. You have to estimate about this. You have to, come up with the number of hours it will require, and etc. All take the requirement from customer, go on customer call, make sure you understand everything and deliver in time. So yeah, of course, this is something, you really don't get an opportunity in when you're working with big company, because as I said, there are different set of people only defined for that process. So, and so these are my personal experience when I started, working with the small companies. I was doing everything by myself. And of course, you are learning, you will make mistakes. That's definitely positive to make. And there are people around who will help you as well. But, and I'll say that it definitely lasts long. Okay. And since these are the different roles and responsibilities as well, you will, achieve start. You're not just a coder or a developer or an engineer to provide solution, but you are requirement gathering. You, of course, you might have, if you got, some of you guys might be from computer or IT, you might understand the software development life cycle as well. So there are different things. So, and trust me with this, the knowledge of engineering really matters. What you learn in college really matters. Of course, I was, with that attitude, "Arey, kya hota hai? Yahan ye kya aage thodi aane wala hai." But when I was doing that, I literally felt, okay, this knowledge is really, really important, because the basics, of engineering really don't go anywhere. Even there are different trending things happening in the world with the technology or different engineering department, but the basic remains as well. So you get different roles as well. You learn a lot from that. As you are making mistakes, you're improving them. So that's how I got opportunity as well. So I would give you an example of my current company, because when I joined Rapid Circle in 2012. So with the current knowledge I had, the knowledge I had at that point of time was more of a kind of fresher thing, because the company was into too technical stuff of Microsoft technologies, and what I've learned so far in my first and second company was not really enough. So they said that please join support team where you will learn more about while you're troubleshooting as well. But because I think my first 2 years of experience of troubleshooting and understanding on the problem really helped me to crack the interview as well, to get the job. And it was, I think, it was a night shift or rotating shift job for a customer, because the customer was from US. So that's how I started my journey there as a support engineer. Now in this period of time, I learned a lot. Being with Rapid Circle, it's a fantastic company. And now I am working as a service manager and one of the face of a company towards my client as well. So because I had different roles and responsibilities, I got an opportunity to play them and learn from them. I think I could make at this point of time. So and this really brought a lot of confidence, and as I said, attitude really is important. It matters a lot when you are going for a job hunt or looking for a job. You cannot have wrong attitude or attitude about just money. So I think, and of course you are not having that confidence. That's really fair. Being a fresher or new to the business or the market outside, you don't have that confidence. But with these these kind of companies or with the opportunities they give, they build a lot of confidence. I never was able to of course I was doing fun in college during gatherings, etc. But when it came to business and the actual career part, I was not very much confident about. I thought I was won't do much after engineering as well. Maybe my professors also thought that, but somehow I could build that confidence into myself by working and having different assignments in my job and facing customers. In the start of my career, I got the chance to work with international customers. So it was a different scenario. Their culture is totally different, and how we speak, how we behave, how we talk, it's totally different as well. So yeah, so and also in big companies, you are not always, a face of the company to the customer. There would be a hierarchy as well. In small company, there are not generally hierarchies very much. TL, project managers, delivery managers, they are not of hierarchies, at least for what I've seen so far. And I have in our company, it's a flat structure because we don't believe into hierarchies, etc. And yeah, so you don't get that kind of chance into big companies. Yeah, and you develop a lot. So as I said, this has brought a lot of personal growth in me. Developed my personality a lot. And yeah, I think I would also give one of the example that when a few of my friends who were already started, got a campus from big companies, popular companies, they started their jobs even before me. And I was a bit struggling, but I started with these small companies, and there were a couple of situations when they contacted me. They knew that I am working on SharePoint technology, and they said that, okay, I have been given a job by my manager to work on this technology, to do some assignments. And they were really asking, and then they were really great during their engineering. They were really smart. They had a lot of grades. And I felt so, so proud of myself, I think, because I am trying to help them, or, I'm explaining them. So I thought, okay, that's how really achieved being into this small company. And I never regretted. I still not regret that I did not go to campus. Of course, you should, work hard for that. I'm not saying, but if you cannot really make, but, don't feel bad about, try in these kind of companies. So that's really, I think I achieved a lot there. So now I think the last topic what we have is, and I think that's more of interest for you guys. When you are trying to prepare for these companies, so of course you might have already gone through the campus process and placement process, the aptitude and the different rounds, HR rounds, technical rounds, and number of rounds you might have gone. But in small companies, generally there are not those kind of rounds, because they are not hiring in bulk as well, and they are really focused what you know technically rather than the aptitude and etc. So of course that is, again, as I said, don't mix it that that's not really important, that's really important. But I'm just really talking you or guiding you more with the companies which are small companies, and when you are going to the aptitude, and it is just after you are passed out. So yeah, of course you are not very much about more of you are just have learned about engineering syllabus and subjects. So of course that would be the key focus to understand. The employer or the interviewer will ask you about those kind of questions. So at least basics of what you have learned, at least in the final year, because that is really fresh, and it's very obvious that from the first year or second year from so and so subject, it's really hard for someone to answer, and someone cannot really prepare everything or entire 4 years in a couple of months. So that's very obvious. So generally they will focus about final years. So I would say really prepare that well, at least the basics. As for example, as I said, if you're going for an IT company, you might have a software engineering as a subject as well. I'm not sure if it's really now or a subject name has changed, but software life cycle is one of the key things to understand. And for different departments, I think there might be some different things as well. So that's about the subject. You should be able to answer, and of course C, C++ are really really matter a lot, because that's the foundation of because I'm from IT and computer, so I can talk more about that. So that's really important. And if you have done in final year projects, or so that's of course a really important to have really, and you should be able to explain what you've done, what you've achieved, what have. So in this way they will understand, you know, how much you have done everything by yourself, maybe because in a team, you know, you cannot do everything by yourself as well. So yeah, so you should be able to explain about that or any assignment, because nowadays I think students are doing more lot of small assignments, not just final year projects. So that's really great if you're not just doing, you know, final project or just asked what is in your syllabus. If you're doing out of the box as well, that's really great to, you know, and people or you know, employers really like that kind of attitude as well. With that, I say, because when you're doing different assignments, I think most of you will look for what is trending in the market, you know, what is trending, what of the different technical topics you could learn by yourself, you could, you know, prepare, you can do some hands-on by yourself. Because the reason I'm saying this is really important, because in small companies, there is no one to, you know, guide you day in and day out. In big companies, there are trainings, etc. There are, you know, different sessions to groom you. But in small companies, no one has time, no one has capacity. You know, there is no manpower as well to, you know, guide you for each and everything. So it is really beneficial for an employer or a company that if the person is a fresher has sufficient knowledge, or, you know, more knowledge as well than just from the engineering subjects, that really impresses, you know, that says that the person is really passionate about technology. What he has done is really, you know, whether of course it might not really be an part of the company's technology, that really doesn't matter. Okay, don't just choose or, you know, focus one technology. If you feel that you know, really like XYZ technology, if you want to learn about that, you have to try different assignments by yourself. Please go ahead and don't stick to one thing. Be always flexible, you know, because you never know what you think you might start and where you end up with actually. So yes, so for an employer, it really doesn't matter if you know Java or .NET or something, but what you've achieved, the attitude, you know, of course, the basics of learning any type technology, or the approach and the, you know, attitude towards it remains common throughout. So that really doesn't matter as well. So as well also, when you know everything, when you understand technically well, even if you have not done throughout your engineering, that's fine. But, you know, please really work hard during that phase of, you know, when you're looking for a job, when you're preparing for it. And let's say you know everything about the technology, or at least the sufficient knowledge you have, you've really worked hard on that. Now, the very important part comes is the communication. I am sure, I think this word or communication skill has, or you might have heard a lot from your seniors, from your training investment, different session, there might be different communication skill topics you might have, you know, gone through. But what I'm really focusing here is not about, you know, the way you speak English or the way fluency you're talking. That's not I am really talking about here. What I really want to mention is it should be clear. What I mean with the clear is what you, even if I can understand, you know, you have, you know, education with different backgrounds. So it's not really important for an employer to have great accent, great English, you know, very good grammar, because even I fumble a lot, and you know, my English is not really great. But I think what I've learned so far and what really impresses the employee, the clearly you speak, you know, that means the technology or the topic you're trying to talk about, you can explain that really well. You are, you know, very specific about that. And whatever the words you frame, the person is really, you know, can understand, even if it is not in great grammar or, you know, great English. That is absolutely fine sometimes, but at least it should be clear. as well, with the person, because you have worked so hard, but if you cannot really explain that, it's all, it's all in vain. So so make sure whenever you are trying to prepare for your interview, whatever you're going to explain, make sure it is clear in terms of words. Be specific what you are very at the first time. I think you should be very good listener of what the employer or what the interviewer has asked you about. Try to be very specific on that. Sometimes we are not very very clear, so we talk number of things, but not what the interviewer has asked. So that really it's not a good point to have, actually. So yeah, that's about the communication skills. And the very last, you should be opportunist. I think this is a really key thing, I would say. You should not lose any kind of opportunity anywhere you get. Just go and grab that. Try for that. Don't of course you are not getting that first step, that's really fine, but go and look for the opportunity in the market. Look for different. I think at this point of time you cannot really go out into because of the pandemic and COVID thing. Lots of companies are not have reopened, or they have not started their regular business from the offices. But of course you can do it from internet. You can look for companies, you can apply for jobs and opportunities. So just go and grab the opportunity. Be optimistic about it. That's why I use the term opportunities. Don't lose any opportunity if you're getting out of it. Yeah. So yes, I think that's pretty much I wanted to share with you guys. I hope yeah, I hope it is bit clear to you, and if that motivates you in some way. That's me. Thank you, guys. Over to Vikas, Subhash. Hello.
Hello, Vikasa, are you there? Okay, maybe he's away. So there are few questions posted by the attendees. So let's take them. And I would like to tell you that it is an inspiring session. Like you've just opened up minds for the youngsters who are confused between big and small companies.
Yeah. So yeah, of course, I would like to take any questions if you have. So how do I look for the questions in I can see in Q&A. So should I go one by one already, or is...
Yes, you can go one by one.
Okay, so let me go from the top. I see Swetha has asked, if later in your career you want to join in a big company, will they consider experience of guy working in a small company or other guys coming from bigger? Definitely, I would say, in this, I have to answer you, they will definitely consider coming you from a small company, and there is no such a criteria. Let's say if you have worked for 2 to 3 years in a small size company, and then you of course you want to grow as well, and you want to go into big companies, and they will not really choose a small or a big company guy, but they will choose a person who has good technical knowledge, and if that fits their profile, that person is chosen, not from which it really doesn't matter, I would say, which company you are coming from. And in small companies, as I said, as I explained to you guys, you get a lot of experience, and that really is helpful for a company because they don't have to train for small things. Yeah, so that's the first thing. I hope I have answered. Next is Akash. If someone gets a job in a big company and also has an option to join a small, of course, that's I was expecting this question. So right now, so it's a total choice of yours, I would say. your own choice. There are different aspects. For me, really, the money or the initial amount really did not matter. So, but that could be, that's not a universal choice. Everyone has their own choice. Of course, startups might not give you that, that monetary benefits, but they will give you a lot of knowledge. Big companies initially will give you a lot of, a good package to start with, but after a certain period, you might get stagnant because company profits and benefits really matters, etc., etc. But if you really will, want to choose, I would say, with my personal opinion, go with a startup or a small company, because whatever you learn in a couple of years in a small company, it might take long in a big company to learn. And of course, as I said, the money and the package, of course, you will achieve that by switching the companies. Of course, it is a trend now, and you can make money at any point of time in your career. So at the start, it should not be, a big thing. I hope I have answered that. Next is Prathamesh. What is the work difference in small scale companies and big companies like etc.? Yeah. So the first thing I said that the process and the roles and responsibilities you get in small companies, you have to do everything by yourself. In that way, you learn a lot, in a very short time as well. And in big companies, if you have started as a junior, as a fresher, you will just be given certain choice. You don't have lots of choices. You cannot be requirement gatherer or analyst at certain requirement analysis. Everything you cannot do in one first year. You have to cross a long path, and then you will come across to that space. Vishwajit has asked, small companies pay very less, I know. Also, job security is very less. What are the benefits to join small companies over the major constraints? Yeah, I was expecting this. Yes. So now let's take a scenario. Of course, the small companies pay less, because big companies initially might pay you a lot. But during in the pandemic situation as well. So please do not consider that only small companies will lay you because they don't have money and big companies won't. So as I said, if you are really doing good in your company, even if they are paying you less, they will keep you, because then you become, key asset to the company. And in big companies, there are thousands of people, lakhs of people like you, freshers. Most of them initially for the first or second year, you are just, sitting on bench. You don't get any kind of projects of work. And and if there is a chance to fire, they will first fire you, because in such situation, that's a worst case scenario, I would say. So just and I also, I said, one of my previous answers, you can make money by switching the company as well. Once you get a very good experience, once you get very good knowledge. So, and when you switch companies, of course, you have that power to negotiate as well. But as a fresher, of course, you don't have that power. So initially they might pay you less, but of course, going ahead, I would say from my personal experience as well, because of course, a few of you may say, sir, I mean, knowledge is sab kuch thodi hai, paisa bhi kamana hai. We have done engineering, we have, paid so much as well. We have spent so much, and if we don't get a good salary, how does that matter? I can definitely understand that, but trust me, you will get what you really want, even if once you have good experience and knowledge, it really doesn't matter. I hope that I answered that. What should be the next? Sankit has asked, should we join a company at the start of our career if we want to become an entrepreneur to gain experience, or should we just open a startup? Of course, good question again. I think I would say, please join a company if you of course you have that vision, you want to start a business, you want to become an entrepreneur. And please, I would say, is my personal opinion, that do not go and immediately start a company. please get an experience in whatever field you are, whatever field you have done engineering. Please get 1 or 2 or as much as experience you can get, because once you get that experience, only then you can guide, you can, you know, employ people, you can deliver the best to the customer based on your experience. Because in couple of words, I would say the company Rapid Circle I have joined, it was a startup in 2010. And it was started by a group of people who have 10 to 12 years of experience in these companies, big companies. And initially when I joined, there were, I think, 10 to 15 people. They were all 7 or 8 plus years of experience working all over these different companies. But since they were tired about, you know, the processes and etc., and they were very passionate about the technology and they wanted to do out of the box, which they were not really getting chance in the big companies. That's why they joined a company like Rapid Circle. And yeah, of course that helped at least, you know. So I hope that answers the question. Next, Mihir has asked, you said that you don't do great in academics in a college, but later you were hired in another company. So what qualities did they see you in when you were hired? Okay. So with my first company interview as well, I did not crack, as I said. So they did not look how much I achieved in my engineering. Of course, it matters to company, you know, it's not an universal fact. Please don't consider that it applies to any company. Some company, because I have appeared for a lot other companies as well during my first couple of years, because I was, and they were also looking for, you know, academics as well. But they were also very, if the academic is not great, but they will really be keen, and that would be also important, if that how much you have learned about the technology or your work so far, how much you can explain about that. That is really important then. If you are not great into academics, at least for my first company, they looked about my attitude, that I was keen for the job, and they liked the attitude, and they thought I could, you know, they could utilize me to work on SharePoint, and I think I would make some you know, productivity out of it. So I think that helped in my first job. But later I worked hard again, and the technical knowledge which I was working on that particular technology, I think that helped me. So next question, I think, how to make our communication clearer, and could you please repeat the first question? Big companies guys are preferred or small companies guys? Okay, so how to make your communication clearer is, as I said, you know, if you, let's say you have started some projects by yourself, you know, you haven't got a job, or even if you have got a job, you have started your career, and if you're still looking for, you know, another opportunity, whatever it may be, in both of the situations, whatever you have done hands-on, you know, hands-on experience, or the assignments or the projects you have done, you should be really crisp and clear what you have done. Okay. First, try to understand what the person or the interviewer has asked. So being a good listener is a great quality. Once they ask you, be very specific to what they have asked. You know, don't talk, you know, too much about anything at the start. Be very specific, very clear with your words, what you want to explain, and make sure, you know, always have this mindset, or always have this practice, I would say. Try to speak what the person wants to listen, you know, rather than what you want to say. Whether it could be a client call, whether it would be an interview, whatever. So that, you know, that makes it very easy what you really want to speak. Okay, so that makes your communication more clearer. And about big companies guys are preferred over small companies, over small company guys one. Yeah. So yeah, I said, I think there was a question that once you are appearing for big companies, who they will choose. And I said that it is not really important. It really doesn't matter for the employer, which company or which size of company you're coming from, but it is really, you know, important what you know about the technology, what are the past projects you have done, and how you know, properly you can explain them. So I think that's the more important part. I think I hope. Can you please enlist benefits of working with small companies? Yeah, I think I have covered that as well, but I can quickly share that. You develop troubleshooting and analysis power a lot. That means, and you learn a lot. You try to empower your learning a lot, because you are looking for different approaches. So that's self-study and self-analysis is about the technology, I would say, really is the key thing. Then you get different roles and responsibilities, which you do not get generally in big companies. So that's really key thing. And you get, you build up a lot of confidence and attitude while working or facing customers. So I think these are the key benefits, I would say, in small companies. Let's consider someone doesn't have a genuine startup and the goal of startup is just hiring interns for free or hiring freshers at very low salary and using them as friends. What about these cases? Right. So I think in that case, what you can do is when you are looking for the company, of course you will visit their website. You can also do some, you can explore about the company. There are different websites which talk about the company, the feedback, etc. So in that case, you, of course, because when you are appearing for any kind of company, you should study that company, what that company does, because most of the time you might get an answer. You get a question that what do you know about our company? So at that time you should be able to answer. So I think in that case, so I would say these are the very rare cases. So don't worry about that. Just focus about, or maybe you can just do a research about the company, and yeah, I think that would help you to choose about the companies. I hope that answered. Next is Prathamesh. Always at any point of time in life, we have to move ahead. So we will, sorry. So the job should matter first, or the company should matter. Sorry, let me understand it very well. So the job first, or the company should matter first. I think you are saying job means the projects and the assignments rather than company, which in which you are working. I would say, of course, the projects and the job role or the profile which you are working with really matters. And as I said, companies really doesn't matter in this case, but what you get out of your projects and what you do day to day in your companies, that really matter. What the company expectations from fresher? Yeah. So the company. So there was an example I gave that how do you really spend your time? If you haven't got a job once you have passed out, or even if you were an engineer or into a final year, how you're really making good out of your time which you get. I think after you are passed out, you have lots of time in your hand. How do you spend what really learn about the market, about the technology, and how well you can explain that. So I think, yeah, that really matters. Less exposure in big company or more exposure in small company regarding internship or job, which should one people more, I would say definitely more exposure in small company regarding internship or job should be preferred as well. Next, I think small companies work on local projects mostly. If anyone wants work experience on international project, what's your suggestion? So I think it is not always the fact that small companies only have local projects and not international projects, because the small companies I worked with initially as well before, of course, Rapid Circle is international company. All our customers are from Europe. But I think for first company, they were local customers, but that is also an experience, guys. that is a different experience. You should get that because Indian customers are very much, hard to handle, I would say, in my personal experience. The international customers are really easy to handle. So that's also an experience if you get that. So of course, that really doesn't matter for you because what matters for you to, what you're learning out of it rather than, which customer or which type of it is. So yeah, just focus on what you're learning. Yeah, so and just to add on the same question that, yeah, so you might get different customers in different projects in different companies. So you should also have experience to handle different customers and work with them. So next is, I think, how to look for cloud or DevOps based jobs. Good question. How to start and what is the market situation? Very good question. I think that's more aligned to my job. Now, yeah, of course, you would say any more of it when we're talking about IT and computers. Everything is on cloud. The trend, the technology trend, I would say, it's on cloud. I think even if you're fresher, and especially if having knowledge of cloud and DevOps at that point is really a lot, I would say. Especially companies like mine are a lot of interest for these kind of people who are very much aware about the cloud and the DevOps side of technology, or the Microsoft especially. And if you're really aware of that, you have really hands-on, and if you're really passionate about it, companies like us will definitely, would like to hire you as well. So as also the market situation is definitely great in these kind of jobs for fresher as well. So yeah, because I would say for freshers and also for experience, because these are the new trends which have started and companies are moving towards that. And if you're a fresher and if you really know these tech things before you're joining company, of course, it is benefit for a company as well. Next, I think, what is the difference? Sorry, questions are going away. I'm not sure why. Only I see 3 questions. Many of them say when we work in big tech companies, we get more exposure and more opportunities to go to foreign. That is also, again, not very always true. It depends again on company to company. So as I said that the time will come, you will get definitely benefits. I would say my personal experience when I started Rapid Circle was an international company, of course. So you get chance in international companies. But I think in 2013, I got my first opportunity to travel to Netherlands to work with a big customer like Shell. So yeah, I think it's up to company. So even if you are in, and also don't have that impression, if you're in big companies, Infosys and Accenture, there is a lot of competition into the company to go. Everyone wants to go on site. And there are lots, and there are different in some companies I have heard that you have to have 7 or 8 experience in one company to get that opportunity. So yeah, so that fact is really should not be considered and should not be common. How to develop interest in technical things? Yeah, of course, I would say from my personal experience, I was not really keen to do coding and technical things. But when I started learning, understanding about SharePoint, it grew up in interest. So I would say, look for a trending technology, try to learn about it, and once you start doing hands-on, the interest will automatically grow. Can you share your LinkedIn to connect? Yeah, I think I'll share that with Subhash sir and Vikas sir. And last question, how to find a startup to join? I think there are lots of websites where you can look for companies, and based on that, I think they will be categorized as the number of employees they have, whether it is startup or not. Where I am not really sure on recently what are the websites and at that point of time, I was looking at Freshers World and different websites. There are lots of websites, I would say. So yeah, I think they will be helpful to you. Last question, I believe, why there is a lot of salary variation company to company if we take more salary, more work, and we get vice versa. Yeah, variations are there, of course. Company to company will definitely matter because the profits and loss and the business in the company and the market trend is is really different. Every company cannot have something very similar or constant. So it will really matter, and it also does not mean that of course, it matters that how hard you work in a company. Of course, you will be recognized if you're a hard worker, if you're sincere. Those people will be, recognized, and they will get promotions, and they will get, good salaries as well. But yeah, I would say again, at this point of time, really, don't think about that. That's way beyond, ahead of your career. So just start with whatever you can now, at least. Okay, can you tell me opportunities in web development and design? I think there are a lot of opportunities. There are a lot of small companies or startups who are really, working into that. Of course, you will get opportunities for that, and you should have. If you want to look for those opportunities, try to understand the technologies which are used for web development and design. If you can get hands-on by yourself, and I would say most of them are your freshers. So there are lots of good websites which will, if you really don't have to go to an institute nowadays to get the technical knowledge of the new technologies. There are websites like Pluralsight and different websites which will give you good trainings as well and hands-on experience as well. I think that's, can you tell me how to prepare for interview and technical? And I think you wanted to say HR round. Yeah, for prepare for a technical, as I said, if you have already started doing some assignments by yourself on any of the technology of your interest or from your past graduation projects, make sure you are really, you understand that by yourself first, and then you can properly explain that to the interviewer. Do thorough understanding by yourself of the project or the assignment or the technology, just basics. You don't have to do a lot of things, because at this point of your experience level, of course, you cannot have entire knowledge because it's quite vast in any of the technologies. So just stick to basics, and I think that should help. And in HR round, I think, communication skills, what I just mentioned, clear communication skill, positive attitude, and of course there are different things, but positive attitude and clear communication skills really matter, and being punctual as well really matters a lot. So yeah, I think. Okay, any more questions, sir, madam? Any more questions? I see one more question. How important CGPA for studying in MS or MBA? I might not be able to answer because I might not be the correct person for that. As I never tried for MS or MBA, and how, of course, CGPA matters everywhere, even if it is MS or MBA or a job. So have that correct attitude to maintain that. So, but I think there would be different seniors who can guide you. I'm not sure if there have already been sessions done on that, but if you can ask, if you want to ask, you can ask for those sessions as well.
Yes, Shrikant. I think we have covered all the points and all question answer sessions.
Yeah.
So anything you want to contribute, or just we can stop here?
Sir, I would like to give the vote of thanks. So,
Vaibhav, I will speak the first, then you give the formalities.
okay.
Thank you, Shrikant. Thank you for joining us. And we are always looking for such delicious materials from student sides, and we are lucky to got alumni like you, so who can contribute to the alumni as well as the present students. So today's topic you have explained very correctly, and I hope all the students, all the participants have got all the insights of small companies. And this is the ultimate aim of any student to get place. And
Yeah.
most of the students are targeting to start their own organizations. So to start, they must know what exactly or how to start from the scratch, right?
Yeah.
And you
Yeah.
have explained everything from the scratch. That will definitely help for the EDC sales side and all the entrepreneurs as well as the students who want to start or who want to achieve a big in their career. They must start from the small scales companies,
Yeah.
right? So
Yeah.
thank you for your involvement. I now hand over to Vaibhav. He will give the formalities of vote of thanks.
Yes, sir. Thank you, sir, for your valuable time and guidance on wonders of working in small companies. Thank you for solving all the doubts and answering all the questions. This will surely help us in our future career. I also thank our faculty coordinators, Professor Vikas Polika sir and Professor Subhas Tatale sir for arranging this seminar. Also, I sincerely thank all the students for joining this seminar. Thank you all.
Dear team, thank you all the participants. I want to give vote of thanks to Naresh sir, Bhagyashree ma'am, and entire Vaave team for coordinating and hosting all this beautiful event. Thank you so much.
Okay. I would also like to thank everyone, guys. Thanks for showing up on Saturday morning. Thank you, Subhash sir, Vikas sir, and other coordinators as well. Thanks, VIIT. I am really proud to be part of VIIT. When I was a student, now as an alumni, I've learned a lot, of course, I would say, in this process. So thanks, everyone. And if you want to, or if you have some more questions which are not covered here, if you want to connect me later, you can take my details from Vikas sir or Subhash sir. Yeah, and of course.
Sure, sir, sure. I will share the details already in the chat window. I have shared the LinkedIn profile. So students, please do connect to Mr. Srikant. Srikant, thank you for joining us. Have a good day.
Thank you. Bye-bye. Yeah.
To all the attendees, will be redirected to a page where you can give us feedback and suggestions. Please fill them as they'll help us improve. Thank you.
Thank you.